What the heck?
There you go. Hi, welcome back to Healing Hearts and Honest Conversations. I'm Maria.
I'm Veronica.
I'm Yolanda.
I'm Tasha.
I'm Lavette.
I'm Kennedy.
Today we're going to talk about friendships and how long we've been friends. So we've all been friends. So you and I have been friends for
28 years.
28 years. Yep.
Yeah.
And you and I have been friends for
12, was it 12?
12 years,
Yeah.
13 years. Yes. Yep.
I don't know. I've been friends with y'all since.
Well, this is my sister. So
I don't know. We've been friends since
since
birth. No, not really, because
They
you
weren't
know
friends at first.
she used to steal my clothes.
That's what sisters do.
Yeah.
Especially when one's broke.
Yeah. But
So-
we've been friends for quite a few years.
When did you move here?
2019.
So 2019.
But
So
we've been
that's
friends
when-
longer than that.
Yes,
though.
we have.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
And
Yeah.
Lavette and I have known each other for 25
20?
years.
Wow.
Yes, 25 years.
Almost
25
Yes,
years.
almost
Wow.
26 years.
Wow.
And
19 years for everybody.
Yay.
What's your longest friendship? How many years?
My longest friendship,
it's
my
with
current
Liberty.
friendship is 4 years.
4 years?
4 years.
Okay.
Liberty, you and Liberty have only been friends for 4 years? Oh,
It seems
okay.
longer than that.
She's so sweet. I know,
Mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It feels longer for sure.
Yeah.
And when Londa was introduced to us, she got the nickname Kentucky because she was living in Kentucky.
Yeah.
We nickname you just like we nickname our dates.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a sign of affection.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Especially when Patricia says it.
Yes.
Hey, Kentucky! Yeah. She stretches it out. I love it when she says this. Love you, Patricia.
So it's a girls' night out, and we thought that this would be a perfect time to talk about friendships,
Yes.
and what keeps the friendship strong, and sometimes what might we have to decide if there's friendships that are not so positive and that they're having a negative effect on us,
Mhm.
and if we're open to setting those boundaries, or if we've ever experienced that. So I think, in my situation, I had to do that with a friend that I was friends for like 12 years, and I had to set certain boundaries because I felt like it was causing more negative effects on me.
Right.
And it also triggered some past trauma that I had. And then it just felt like it was a one-sided friendship.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the biggest thing, is that it was one-sided. Like, you always going to see her, and you always going to do things with her, and like her not making effort to like be in your life. You were in her life, but she
Yeah.
wasn't in yours. Yeah.
And it was one of the hardest things that I had to do, because I really loved this person. I respected this person. Not that I don't love her and respect her now, but setting that boundary has helped me significantly not to resent her and still have her in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
One of the main things that I've learned about friendships along the way is that friendships are relationships too.
Right.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
we have to nurture them, and we have to do what's necessary to try and maintain them.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Right. Right. I think like for me, I think like when I was going through being divorced or what, I don't know. Anyways, going through trouble, like I felt like I kept a lot of secrets from my friends, and the only way that I was able to like get through it was to start telling people like everything that was going on in my life. And so that was like my lifesaver.
Mm-hmm.
My lifesaver. And so once I told people what was going on, then because I felt so much shame and guilt, I thought, everybody else was gonna feel the same way.
Yeah.
But it turned out not to be that way.
Yeah.
And so I feel like they supported me.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that the conversation that we're having earlier about you, Maria, is like you have this calming effect. Like we can come to you with a problem, you're like, okay. And then for me, in my experience, in my head, I'm like, it's okay. Like, because again, we are so hard on ourselves.
Right.
And then we feel like if we share something, like you're saying, the shame and the guilt.
Right.
And then you're just like, okay. Like you're there, you're present, you're like, it's okay. Like you can talk about it. I'm not going to judge. I'm going to be here with you. And you're one that when we had talked in a previous podcast that like sometimes I have those friends and you're one of them where I don't have to tell you how I need you to be there for me. Like you just know, like you have those friends that just kind of know and you don't have to have a certain direction. Like I just need you to listen. Like you can read the person and you're like, okay, I know that she needs this right now. And if she needs something different, she's going to tell me.
Right.
And I feel like that's what our friend group is. Like we understand each other and we know how to be there and when to say something, when not. And, without us having to say, I need you here. So like, because we're so independent, sometimes it's hard for us to ask for help.
Yeah. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause we're friends or best friends for a reason, right?
Right.
Like, who's gonna judge us, right?
Right.
We're the only ones judging
Right.
us. Our friends are gonna be
Yeah.
like, girl, I'm gonna support you.
Right.
I'm gonna be
Let's
the
go
one
get them.
Right.
Yeah.
Before we take
Who
them.
is it?
Yes. Yes. I feel like now, like everyone, like in this friend group is like my ride or die. If like I needed something, I would just be like, hey, this is what I need. And then you wouldn't ask any questions.
Right.
You would just go and do it. And so I think like that is so much different than when I was younger. And so I really appreciate all of you.
Yeah.
All
Well,
of
it comes
you.
with
Love
growth too,
you.
right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah.
And having, when you get to that point where you're vulnerable enough
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
start letting people in.
Yeah.
Right.
And two, one of the things we talk about is we may not talk every day. It may
Right.
be weeks.
Yeah.
It may be, we see each other all the time.
Yeah.
But it could be like Tasha now. We may only see each other once a month.
Right.
But still
Right.
have that understanding that
Yes.
if you need me, I'm going to be there.
Right.
And be able to
Right.
pick up where we left off.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Right.
Yep.
And like for you, Tasha, knowing like if you called Levette and you said this is what I need and Levette couldn't do it and she called me, I would do it.
Mhm.
Like I would do it because you know you're in our group. If you
Yeah.
need something, you're only gonna call because you truly need it.
Mhm.
Yes. And so I think
Mhm.
knowing that about each other, like we're only gonna call if we truly need it. We can't solve it ourselves.
Right.
When Veronica calls me and she's crying, I'm like, I'm there.
That's
I'm going.
right.
I'm coming.
Yeah.
I'm leaving work. I'm
Who
coming
did
to
it?
your house. Yes.
She's
Like
like, I'm
that.
coming to pick
Who
you up.
did
I'm
it?
coming to pick you up
We're
right
coming.
now. Get dressed.
We're coming.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's it like for you, Kennedy? Your little, what are you, Gen, what?
Gen Z.
Gen Z. What is it like?
What is it like for you?
For me, I like the comfortability. Since Gen Z, we're all about communication through phones and internet and stuff. But the thing I like most about my best friend Liberty is that we can go so long and with like no contact, but then as soon as we text, call, or like meet like in person, it's like no time has passed.
Right.
And that's something that is not common with my generation, and it's just sad, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
it's really unfortunate because I've lost friends because of that sole reason of they were always texting me, always wanting to hang out, and I'm like, I'm busy, man. I have stuff to do. Like, I can't always like be texting you 24/7 or responding to every message,
Mhm.
reel or whatever. It's like
Mhm.
there's separation, and some people just don't get that.
Right.
But Liberty does, and we both understand each other. Like even when we're like, if we never argued, but even if we like disagreed on something, we're always like, oh, maybe she had a bad day. Like let me try to comfort her. Or like she's kind of snappy right now. Let me just like calm her down. Yeah, walk
Right.
her.
Yeah,
Walk
walk her
her.
down.
Not
Give her
even walk
space.
away,
Yeah.
just like
Give her space.
or be like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, she needs to do this right now. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I think Veronica made a good point. Like we're all very independent, and so
Mhm.
and like Liberty's very independent. You're
Yes,
very independent,
yes.
and so
Mhm.
like once you connect again with that person, it's because you need that. Like you need that energy from that
Absolutely.
person,
Yeah.
or you need just to talk to that person or vent to that person because they understand where you're coming from. And I
Right.
think that's so important. Like you and Liberty have.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it felt very comforting to hear that from you. Like, and you saying like, that's unfortunate that a lot of people in your generation don't have that.
Mhm.
Because again, we're, now with electronics, we're so stuck on our phones that,
Right.
we can
Right.
say whatever behind the phone, but then in person, it's like, and I'm one, like, I'm social. I want to talk. I want to see. I want to hug.
Yeah. Right.
Right. Yes.
And then sometimes things get mixed up in a text.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So sometimes it's like, oh, I didn't mean it that way,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
we read it that way.
Right.
So
Right.
sometimes
Right.
it's easier, it's better to have a conversation
Yes.
face to face or call versus texting because you can read things wrong.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
So yeah,
That is so true.
yeah,
That's so
Yeah.
true. But again, like even if you misunderstood, you can only say that if you've already
Yeah.
have, like you said, a face-to-face
right.
relationship.
Face, yeah.
Like like Tasha, I don't
Like,
really
girl, did
understand
you-
what you were saying.
you mean
know
that?
what I mean?
In that way?
Yes.
Right.
Or did I
Yeah.
read that totally wrong?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd be like, girl,
Yeah.
you read that wrong.
Girl.
That's not what I
Yeah. That's why I called because I was like, this ain't her.
Right.
Exactly.
Did she just say that to me?
Right. Right. Now wait a
Yes.
minute. Rewind. Yeah.
Is it different when you have female friends and versus male friends?
I'm trying to think.
Like
Yes.
it's like
Yeah. I think like with the male friends, you kind of keep it on the surface. You don't ask too much. You like, oh, how's the family? Okay, good. But with the girlfriends, you're like, oh, girl, this
Right.
I cannot believe what these people
Absolutely.
did.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like our conversation earlier about like, does size matter?
Ah, yeah.
Yes, we're not going to have that with our guy friends, but
No.
we'll have it with our girlfriends.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably
Because they would be like,
like, you guys are so picky. This
Right.
is why you single.
yeah, right, exactly.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I think that's interesting though when you talk about having guy friends because as being a married person, being a married female, it's like you don't have guy friends. Not like
Oh,
you have
that's true.
you have like
Coworkers.
Coworkers.
Yeah.
But outside of that, or you're friends of your spouse or your partner, but you don't have like
your own
guy
side.
Yeah.
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 So
Unless they're gay.
that's
Yeah. But even with his friends, are you on the surface or do you really
Still
get
very on
yeah,
the surface.
Yeah.
Surface. What about
Yeah, I'm
you?
trying to know.
I
I
would
was
agree.
thinking if I had
Yeah.
guy friends. I'm
Yeah.
like, do I have guy friends?
Yeah.
I don't think I have guy friends.
Like I have guy friends that are
Like,
like on Mother's Day.
maybe a
they all texted
text
me
you.
like Happy Mother's Day. da, da, da.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm trying
that
to
kind
think,
of
do I
stuff.
have guy friends? I don't think.
You don't have any?
I'm trying to think.
I find that hard to
You're a
believe.
doctor?
Do you know?
You're
I don't think my doctor's
not.
I would
Not
like
your
coworkers,
doctor,
no
sorry. Who
males?
you work for? Dr. Sheen?
There's not a lot of men there. There's more women there.
There's more women.
I mean,
I
there's
agree.
physicians, but like I think my
Yeah.
friends. I work
okay.
with.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. Do I?
I work with some
like
very nice people, but I wouldn't call them friends.
Yeah.
Acquaintance.
It's not a lot of it's not a lot of men where I work that are. I mean, they're physicians, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
well,
like-
let's talk about that. So, what is the definition of friend? Because the people at work are not really like my friends. Like my friends are like, the people that have your back all
Right.
the time,
Absolutely.
anytime,
Right.
any time of the day. Those are my friends.
Mhm.
But the people at work are nice.
yeah. No,
Right.
I have.
But
I could probably count a few on my hand that are.
yeah.
I consider them to be my friend, and I will hang out with them. But are they?
not this level of friendship.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's
will
some that I
say,
think of.
Maria, I met you at work.
know.
And
Very
we
different.
just click, and it's
Mhm.
different.
Mhm.
And I think that once you create this good friendship in the workplace,
Mhm.
that we know to like what boundaries to set. Like when
Right.
we're at work, we have to respect
Right.
the work area versus
Right,
when
exactly.
we're hanging out,
No.
it's different.
Right.
Yeah.
We can just kind of let our hair down and
Right.
just be who we want.
Right.
But at work,
Very
we have to-
true.
We have to
you
have
know,
that.
be
person around
professional.
on. Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
how Lavette and I met. We
Mhm.
were coworkers.
Okay.
And we became girlfriends.
Mhm.
Right.
But I definitely have to say, once we were outside of work, we were really able to get to know each other.
Mhm.
And I was able to lean on you, during some of those difficult times.
Mhm.
And I think too, being moving here with no family,
Mhm.
a lot of people that I met outside of Maria have been through work.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh,
Because
that's true.
I didn't go anywhere else. I
Mhm.
didn't do anything. I didn't have any family. So most of my friends started from
With work. Mhm.
But not a lot of the guy friends because
Yeah.
Right.
I know that you just
Don't
don't do
start
that once
none,
you're
won't be
married,
none.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I was like, do I?
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Do I
and then-
consider X
I don't think you could,
I don't
because you're
know.
so attractive. I don't
Like
think you could be
ex-boyfriends?
like friendly
Yeah.
to another
Friends?
guy.
No,
Yeah.
I agree.
I think like
That's not gonna work.
they
They
would
would interpret
perceive
that.
it as
Okay,
being
so-
something else.
I think
Unless
like
are
exes
married.
being friends. Like,
I mean, I can be
Not
friends with an ex if it ended well.
What is ending well? How does
You
it
know,
end
like
well?
It ends well.
if it's a mutual.
Mutual. Exactly.
This
I
is
mean,
not
like
working.
my ex and I, it was a rough patch. But then we were trying to we were on and off. But then I had to get through some things before I
Right.
could, say, okay, I can call him my friend. If I need something, I know he's got it, or he's
Right.
got my back, and I consider him
So
to
you do
be
have
my
a guy
friend.
You do have
Well,
a guy
well, I
friend.
guess he's my friend.
There you go. There you
He
go.
is your friend.
But other than that, no, I don't.
Mhm.
No.
No, I would never be friends with my ex.
Well, yeah. Well, yours is not.
I know that my situation.
Yeah,
Is different, but
yeah,
no.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I've heard some like podcasts or little skits of stuff where like you could be friends with you can't be friends with lovers, but you could be how did it was like if you've already been in a relationship with the person, you cannot be friends with them, but vice versa you can. And so with my ex, I ain't friends with him.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We're casual and we speak respectfully of
Mhm.
each other to each other.
Mhm.
Well, at least on my part.
Mhm.
I don't know about on his part. He might be like, wah, but
Mhm.
on my part, anything to do with my son, then we have a conversation because I had to set
Right.
that boundary.
Right.
Because in previous episodes, I said, he would give me this little ray of hope that there's that possibly we'd get back together. And then I had
Yeah.
to come to terms where like I had to I can't do that, and I had to set certain
Mhm.
boundaries
Right.
because he would still call me certain affectionate names that he would when we were together, and I was like, it would just pull me back, and then
Yeah.
I just have like it was almost like ripping the Band-Aid off and then
And
starting
start
all
all
over
over
again.
again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. And then
Yeah.
some of the guy friends that I have are good friends, but again, I don't think we get. At least I don't get into like the deeper level of my stuff. I ask them like deep questions. But then some of the friends that I had that were guys started out as friends, and then I might have had a little relationship with them or something, and then it's like then we're kind of friends. Like there's a friend of mine that I've been friends with for a while, for years. We were kind of like intimate, but not necessarily dating, and we're still friends, and we can still talk. Like I already know when he goes ghost, he's with somebody. And I'm like, oh, are you locked down now? So we have that kind of relationship, whereas there's, someone else who I met and was friends with, and then I had somewhat of a relationship, like cheesecake. And and it's like I wouldn't mind being friends, but then I feel like if I hang out with him, he's gonna
Get the wrong idea.
He's gonna get the wrong idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
And me, I'm really upfront with guys, so then he'll get his feelings hurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, I dare not say what I told you guys earlier about him.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you friends with your exes, Kennedy?
I'm friends with one of my exes.
Okay.
It was a mutual breakup. We're not well. I wouldn't say we're friends, but we're like on good terms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cordial.
Yeah.
I check
Cordial.
up-
Okay.
Yeah.
Was
I
it-
check up on them every once in a while.
Was that
Yeah.
hard navigating, trying to maintain a friendship after you guys broke apart?
Not necessarily. Just because, like I said, we weren't really like in contact a lot after. Because like I said, we're not really like friends, but we're definitely like on good terms. Like I would comment on their post every once in a while.
If you see him, you would speak.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever get? Because a lot of us are on. So I think all of us, right? Social
Social
media.
media. Mhm.
Sometimes, do you guys ever like if let's say you weren't invited to go somewhere, right? And it wasn't because your friend didn't want to invite you or whatever, right? Everybody has different interests. But do you guys ever get FOMO when you're seeing your friends posting FOMO, like
FOMO?
fear of missing
Fear of
out?
missing
Fear of missing out.
No.
I heard that.
Yes.
We have two friends like Anna Connie and Patricia. They get FOMO,
Uh-huh.
so they tell us they're like, oh, like and Connie got FOMO. She was, I'm coming with you guys to Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
I don't feel like that. I feel like, like when you post your stuff like to other trips or whatever, or like you post your trips to like Kentucky and stuff.
Mhm.
I feel like happy for you guys
Yeah.
that you're having that experience and that
Mhm.
you're like, taking that chance. I mean, with you going overseas and
Mhm.
stuff, like I'm like, okay, if you want to take that chance, girl. I'm like, okay, but like when you post the pictures, I'm like happy for you that
Yeah.
you're doing
Right.
those
Right.
things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
because
not in
I
my
know
feelings
like
about it.
I know like the work that you guys have done to like come to that place where you're
Mhm.
able to do those things.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I don't get salty.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
same for me. Like, I'm happy, like, my friends are doing things. And then sometimes if it looks super cool, I'm like, ooh, I want to try that place too.
Right.
And then I
Mhm.
might comment, be like, hey, let me know how that was. I would love
Right.
to try that. And not
Mhm.
necessarily like, oh, well, why didn't I get invited?
Right.
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 Because
Yeah.
there are some people that are like that, I've
Mhm.
come into contact where they're like feeling left out because the friend didn't
Right.
include
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Yeah. I know
But,
people like
and
that
I
too.
try to explain. I'm like, well, my friends don't always include me in everything, but I'm okay with my friends having other friends and doing
Right.
stuff without
Right.
me.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
if
Right.
I want to do something with them, then I let them know, or I do the invite. And
Right.
if they choose to come, great. And if they decide like, oh, today's not going to work out for whatever reason,
Mhm.
I don't get upset. I'm like, okay,
Right.
there's always next time because
Right.
I'm
Absolutely.
always
I'm still
planning
going.
things. Right, I'm still
But
going.
I'm
Y'all watch my
I'm
I'm
feed.
just being nice. Yeah. Right. I'm just being nice and inviting.
Right.
I'm still going.
Right.
And
Right. So do you guys, because both of you guys are married, so
Mhm.
you're married. So do you guys ever feel anything about like your single friends going out or doing things that you don't necessarily do?
Good question.
I don't. Luckily, my husband is really supportive and
Mhm.
encourages me to kind of go out, hang out with the girls, spend some time.
Mhm.
Right.
So I do. I still pick and choose what I do and don't want to do.
Mhm.
But I don't feel like I'm missing out.
Mhm.
Right.
And if there are I understand that there are things that single women can do that I may not, because I have to consider a whole other person.
Mhm.
And I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I'm
Mhm.
totally okay with that.
But he supports like if you want to do
He does.
something that he doesn't want to do, he's okay with you
You
going.
going without her.
Totally
Yeah.
okay with that.
Oh,
And
that's
very
good.
Same with-
supportive.
Same
Yeah.
with my husband as well. Like
Mhm.
he's like, go have fun. I'll be
Yes.
here when you get back.
Right.
Go have fun.
Right.
Just be ready when you get
Right.
back.
Right.
Enjoy the time with
Right.
your friends, because then we have our time together as well.
Yeah.
Same thing with him.
Yeah.
I encourage him to do his thing. He likes to
Right.
play golf, so he goes and he plays golf
Right.
with his friends. So
Mhm.
I think that's what helps supports a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
Because you just can't always be in each other's
Underneath
space
Right.
all the time.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
You still have to keep your own identity. You
Yeah.
have to still be able to do the things that you may not do together as a couple,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it's things that you like to do. Like, I don't like to play golf. I'm terrible at it. It stresses me out. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Go play all you want. Have
That
fun.
actually
And he
was
Right.
goes
one
with
of my
his
biggest
friends.
concerns.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That was one of my biggest fears, was losing
Who you
my
were.
identity
Right.
when I got married. I didn't want that, and luckily he didn't want that for me.
Yeah.
So like you said, we set aside some time when it's he and I, but we both encourage each other to
Yeah.
maintain friendships,
Right.
relationships outside of what it is that we have going.
And I think that's great.
Yeah.
Because when I was married, I did actually lose who I was because I was so worried about what he was doing, and he was having a blast.
Yes.
He was doing all kinds of stuff, and here I am at home with the kids, losing who I was, and that's a real thing. So now when I go into relationships like the one I'm in now, I set those rules out. Hey, it's girls' night.
Right.
We do girls' night
Absolutely.
once a month.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice. It just depends.
Depends
So,
what's
right.
going on.
Yes.
So I let them know, hey,
Yes.
it's a girls' thing, and how are you with your family? I mean, because we tight knit here. We have a good time when
So
we
how
are
long were you
together.
married?
Long time.
Okay.
I don't
Wow.
know, 20 something.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Long time.
That's a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is important, like, to say that up
Yeah.
front to the person that you would like. Hey,
Yeah.
we have girls.
We have girls'
like, I always
night.
say, like, hey, Saturday morning is walking. We go to breakfast. Like
Mhm.
anything after that, I'm good. But not
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And the first Saturday of the month.
And the
Right.
first Saturday of the
And
month.
sometimes second, third. It just depends on what's
Yeah.
going on.
Right.
But I'm just letting you know. I mean, I always got time for you, but sometimes you just need that. Like you say, you need that time with your girl.
Yes.
So you let them know that up front. Hey, it's coming.
Yes.
Because I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that
We're big
again.
on celebrating
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Like, we don't.
Yeah.
Like, you can't interfere with that. Like, because
No.
we're gonna celebrate each other no matter what.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So.
And it might not be, guys may not be invited to
Right.
that. And so then we're just gonna have to deal with the fact that we
That's
had
right.
a
You're not
girls' night.
hear what we're talking about.
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
Oh
true.
my goodness.
So yeah. So
That
you
is so true.
I just let them know up front because I don't want to ever be that person again.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So how is your friendship different with your significant other than it is with us?
I'm able to be more. I mean, when I'm with girls, I can be free. I
Yeah.
can,
Oh, that's
you
true.
know, let loose.
Cut up.
There's
Certain
no
conversations.
topic. There's
Yeah.
no topic that we can't.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
broach.
We talk about everything and anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And feel comfortable
Right.
to do that.
And I
Yeah.
feel supported.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, guys, sometimes he doesn't want to be dealing with all that.
Right?
Some things they just don't relate to.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because
I mean, they can be there and listen, but
Absolutely.
they don't
They're
get it.
just like,
Yeah, it's like they don't
It's
get
like
it.
I'm listening.
Right.
But I don't understand.
Exactly.
Or
Yes.
maybe they might get embarrassed of the topic.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure they would have got embarrassed of the topic that we
Tonight.
had.
Right. Yeah, be like,
But I think even when we talk about work, like even like when we're at work, it's different for us as women at work. And like when we are the supervisor at work as a woman, I think that sometimes the stuff that we deal with is different than the man would have to deal with. And I think like that, like they don't get it. Like, this is stressful because people don't listen. Like, they just don't freaking listen. And so sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, do you not hear what I'm saying? Like,
Well, too, like you said, from that standpoint, I'm a different person at work because of my job compared to when I'm at home.
right.
So, you know, with COVID, that kind of collided a little bit, and then, you know, working through that. But it's just different. You have different roles, you have different hats. So trying to take those hats off depending on what situation you're in, and sometimes that can be uncomfortable.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And also being a mom, like being
Yeah.
a mom is just different. It's just
Oh, yeah.
different. There's just different responsibilities, and our brains are like,
Yeah,
right,
right.
about all the things that have to
Mhm.
be done. And I think like that too, like sometimes they don't understand.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they don't.
My brain is
They
like
don't.
5 days ahead of you, and like
Right.
100 different projects,
Right.
and what needs to be done, and how I'm going to manage my time, and
Right.
how I'm going to. And I think they don't
Yeah.
understand.
They don't.
They
They
don't.
don't. And they don't. Another thing that they don't get is like, we're a mom, no matter how old you
Yes.
are,
Exactly.
because
Yes,
some of
yes,
them
yes.
have the idea where he's
Well, they're grown now.
20-something years old,
Right, yeah,
he's
that
married, and
doesn't
got a
matter.
wife, or he's 20-something year old. Why you? I'm his mom.
That's
That's
right.
I'm
right.
always
It's
going to
gonna
be
be-
concerned about him. I'm always
Yes.
going to be able to like, what is it that you need? If I have it, it's
Yes.
yours, because it's just us as mom.
We are
But
always
men,
gonna enable
men,
that.
men on the other hand, they be like, you know, they're grown. Why you worried about that?
They're not
Let
even
them figure it
living
out.
there.
Right.
Blah,
Let
blah,
them
blah.
figure it out. But then my baby, and that's
I
I look at him and see that little cute little face.
Right.
And sometimes I want to punch him in the face. I'm still mom. And so I still have that, like, I feel like I always want to be there for my kids, no
Right.
matter how old they are.
Yes.
But men are different.
They
Men are different. They don't think like
They're
that.
like, oh, they're old enough to take
Right.
care
They
of
can figure it out.
themselves.
They need to figure it out on their own. Well, yeah, they do, but I don't want them, like, yes, I want them to learn, but I also want to be able to help them if I can help them.
Absolutely.
Me as a mom, if I didn't, I can't live with myself not being able to, like,
The guidance,
help them if I know it.
the guidance will never stop.
No, I don't think it will.
No.
I don't think it will.
True
But
statement.
they don't get that.
Right.
They don't get that.
No.
They don't get that.
And as a mom, no matter how old they are, we're gonna be up in their business.
That's
Right?
Oh yeah.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
True story.
We're all gonna be up in your business.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We will.
Yes. That's our job.
Yes.
As the
We
aunties,
do it 'cause we
that's
care.
our job.
Yes. We do it because we
Yes.
care.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like when I was dating, I don't know how it was for you guys when you guys were dating, but sometimes some of these guys were looking for a mommy, like someone to take care of them. And it's
No,
like,
absolutely
you didn't
not.
come out of my vagina. You ain't
No,
right.
right.
Different kind of baby. But
Yeah. Right. No. Nope.
I do not want to.
No.
Either that or the other type I read into was like they wanted us to be at their beck and call.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Like when I call, I want you to. I'm like,
yeah.
can you imagine
No.
being at someone's beck and call?
No.
Oh my God.
Not a
Mm-mm.
man's beck and call.
No.
Like for
No.
friends, are like, hey,
Yes.
all right,
If you
I'm in
call
a
me,
meeting. I'll give you a
Yes.
call in a minute or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not
I know.
for a man because
I know for my friends, like, yeah, if Levette calls me and it's during the middle of the day, I'm like, something's
wrong.
Right.
Right.
Something's wrong.
Right.
Like, I gotta
Right.
step out here.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's not. I mean, because
Right.
we don't typically do that.
No.
So if we sending you something like it's a mayday. Like
Right.
Right. Yeah.
it's a call.
Yeah.
It's a call for help, like the net symbol. Come on.
Yes.
Or like when we used to have pagers, 911.
Right.
911, 143.
Right.
Emergency, but I still love you.
Right. So
Yes. But
Yeah.
a man's second, I just can't.
Yeah,
Mm.
Unless it's your kid that came out of your vagina, that's a different story.
Mhm.
That's it.
Or your belly,
Yeah, right.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
different.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Definitely don't want to
Mm.
date man-child.
No.
No.
And don't be at any man's beck and call.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Every once in a while, even when they call, you have to like not answer.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate our friendship.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Cheers.
I do
to
too.
that.
Salute, ladies.
It's
Salute.
been a good night.
Yes.
Kennedy had her empty cup. There you go, baby.
Yes.
Love you, Kennedy.
All right.
Love you.
So should we wrap that up?
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
All right.
Oh, I
Yes.
just remembered something. I didn't get to input on the men friends.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm trying to think of I think I generally only have one male friend that I have been friends with since junior year of high school. I just finished my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
And our relationship is the same. We don't really see each other a lot. We don't text a lot, but we still know if we want to hang out, we can hang out. I don't think I'll have a problem with him liking me just because he met me in my masked phase when I was a little boy. Yep. So he knows me as that little boy more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So we joke around. I call him slurs. He calls me slurs. It's just fun time.
Good.
That's good.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
good.
That's the thing. It's even worse with guys. How I was talking about earlier how friendships now with not even just Gen Z, just a lot of friendships. You're kind of just you're mean to the people you care about because you know that they will be there for you no matter what. You still
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
They can handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just fun banter because it's
Yes.
you know each other's insecurities, but you know you're working towards them, or you know that be oh, you're a fat ass, but they'll be yeah, I know. And it's yeah, we got this, bro. Let's do it. Let's work on it. You know, it's just small stuff like that. But yeah.
Okay.
And Kennedy, I think that's a perfect example of you being an independent woman because you're I'm not upset that you didn't include me, but hey, wait, before we end, I didn't get to chime in on this, so let me give you
Yes.
props to you.
Yes. Yay, big girl.
Yes, we need more of you.
Wait a
Yes.
minute. Excuse me, wait a minute. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Yes. Yeah.
And it matters.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
matters.
it does matter.
Yes,
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
Safe space here, guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
No judgment
Always.
zones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, and that's
Mhm.
what happens when we have friendships, right? Safe space, no judgment.
Right.
We
Mhm.
might joke around with each other, but
Right.
we know at the end of the day that
Mhm.
we all love each other and
Right.
we respect each other and we're
Mhm.
here for each other.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
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 Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So cheers
Cheers
to that.
again.
Yes.
And I think that's a good segue and
Yes.
ending.
Yes. And we
Yes.
hope you guys all enjoy your friends as much as we do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So cheers to you guys out there.
Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah, I was like, where we
You have
go?
to press it.
Oh, my gosh, that's it.
It's not working. Just press the stop button.
Press